Back, Kryptonians, to the chart experts continuing coverage of Bitcoin and the crypto charts, and we are coming back to Ethereum. In the last video in Ethereum, roughly about 8 months ago, we issued a red alert on Ethereum. I think the price was around about 2,700. Let's have a quick look. This was the video, 1st of February 2022. And price was around about 2,700. And we were saying to you that price is very likely to come back down to the 1,700 level, and that this is a major distribution that's occurring. Now you've since previously and since then you've seen all those crypto entertainment channels telling you about all the on-chain metrics, the ETH merge and all of those things, which I've told you many times previously have no bearing on the price. But when I say no bearing, they ultimately might result in short-term movements, but really price is going to go where the big money is pushing it towards, basically. And most of these news channels, shall we call them, which show you experts and on-chain metrics and news, and then try to justify price without really understanding the big money and the charts properly. Well, you've seen the outcome, because we didn't give you any news, and we are right. So it continues to be the case, really, because the chart will tell you what all the big money is doing, and the big money basically is what runs these markets. Okay, so all of the justifications should be apparent within the chart itself if you know how to read the chart properly. I have to tell you again, most of these entertainment channels with big personalities and big subscription bases, with lots of people praising the news, the technical analysis is very poor. I know they sound like they know what they're talking about, but most of the time they do not. Well, I'm happy for you to compare our forecasts with any of these other channels, and then you can come to your own conclusions. Okay, so we were expecting for price to go down to 1,700 again in February 2022, and we were expecting for that support level to not hold and to break lower. Okay, so let's come back to the present, shall we? Okay, right. So here we are. What we've seen is a break of structure occurring at the 1,700 level. We saw price move down lower, and this was then below the previous all-time high, which is seen as a buying opportunity by certain players. Okay, so we then saw price. Well, we saw ETH being accumulated, presumably in anticipation of that merge and so on. I'm not sure when that merge occurred exactly, but we saw some accumulation occur. But really, all that was a retest of the $1,900 level. Okay, the previous support now turned resistance, Okay. Now, I mentioned support and resistance a little bit flippantly, I would say, because most people's understanding of support and resistance is different to mine. We don't really look at support and resistance blindly as yeah. There are reasons for these levels, and most people don't understand them really. So there's a reason why that level is not going to hold on the way down. There's a reason why it's going to act as resistance on the way up. And that's a level of complexity that I'm not able to go into on these videos really. Okay. So now we are seeing price move lower. Now, I know that this looks impulsive. Okay. So this movement here looks impulsive, but the impulsiveness is quite deceptive here, in my opinion, because it's very unlikely to result in a retrace. So it's very unlikely to result in a retrace and then a move higher, in my opinion. Okay. Normally that is what we'd expect, either in a counter trend move or in a more impulsive move where a new bull market has started, for example here. Okay. We're not expecting for that to occur. We are expecting for this market to now break down and break down below this level here. Okay, so this level is not expected to act as support for Ethereum. We are looking at the macro outlook, which we told you ages ago was very bearish. Even when the market was moving up, we told you that it's just a large distribution. When the price is moving up, if it moves up for certain reasons, which we are aware of, all that's happening is that people are buying above previous highs, and the whales who want to sell at the higher prices are basically offloading to them. Okay. Now, due to the way that price moves, it can be very deceptive. It looks like it's still a bull market when in fact the big players are just simply offloading. Okay. So that's what we saw all along here. This was all a large distribution, which we told you about. None of the entertainment channels told you about that. We told you loud and clear. This was all a distribution. Okay. Even from this level here, this was all likely to be a very large distribution. Okay, so I'm just going to label that as that line there roughly. We're seeing selling occurring, we're seeing selling occurring, again, selling occurring, large amounts of selling. Price is not making new higher, well, it's making higher highs, but only to sell into. So this distribution is now complete, and we are expecting for this market to continue to mark down price. Okay. So in terms of where this market is likely to go from here, it could quite possibly easily go down 40%, or in excess of 40%, shall we say. I'm not going to discuss targets here in a lot of detail because it's dependent on a lot of factors. But yes, we are expecting for this market to sell off roughly, let's just be conservative and say 40% down to around about 750. Okay. So the outlook, as you know, we've stated in our previous videos and on my Patreon channel, the outlook for Bitcoin and the US indices and most of the global markets is very strongly bearish. Okay. And we told you this way in advance of, I don't know of anyone else who told you as early as we did, but yeah, we told you a very long time ago, even when prices were moving higher. So you are welcome. Price is moving down nicely. Now, in years gone by, a long time ago, but not too long ago actually, I used to look at price moving down with trepidation and fear and dread, which is I should imagine anyone new to trading and investing, when you are in a market and when you are looking at price and when you don't know how to forecast properly, and when you follow certain methodologies as though they are gospel, you don't like, especially when you're long trading, you don't like for price to move down. But remember that price has to move down in order to move up. So now when I'm looking at these markets and I know how to forecast it, now it's just simply a pleasure. Now when I'm looking at these markets and the forecast is very understandable, very very clear. Now it's simply a pleasure to look at these markets and to see the moves play out in more or less. It doesn't have to be exact. More or less the way that you had forecasted. Now it's a pleasure basically. Okay, so we are looking forward to the bear market, and we are looking forward to buy at lower levels, basically, if that is what we want to do in these markets. I'm not recommending any particular market to you. It's just a matter of understanding that the market is in bear mode. The whales, the big money, they want to buy at lower levels. Now remember, they're not going to buy at one level. They are going to buy as the market declines. So it may be that some of these whales bought this level here. It may be that they buy as the market moves down. Okay. So, excuse me. So right now, we are looking at the macro outlook. We are looking at the US indices as well. It should be very clear to you that the market is selling off, and in most cases the sell-off has just begun. Okay, so we are expecting further movement down and stronger movement downwards. Okay, I hope this helps you. I'm sorry if it's not what you want to hear, but I tell it as it is, and you've seen, even since my last video on Ethereum, February 2022, the market has done exactly as we had forecast. Now, that's not to say that we are always 100% correct, and we don't ever claim to be that. But we do know how to read the charts. So, hey, this is Asim at the Chart Experts, wishing you every success. Take care of yourself and your crypto and your friends, family, and loved ones. Till next time. And join me on my Patreon channel and give these videos a thumbs up and subscribe, because even if you enjoy the entertainment channels, you should also have accurate forecasts. Till next time. Bye-bye.